Too bad there isn't a better way that we could see the inside of this thing. Oh, wait. Alright, what I have done, I have two pieces of 3/4 particle board that have been super glued to the, not super glued, but hot glued and double stick taped to the top of this guitar. And then I have two pieces of 3/4 inch MDF that have been hot glued to that. This is going to give me a nice stable base so that we can slice this right down the middle. I'll show you what that looks like there. And now we're going to flip it over. And we're going to proceed to cut it in the half. You know, we're just actually gonna wait till we get back inside to look at it. Well, that was fun. Alright, here we have half of the body of a PEAVEY CLARKSDALE guitar. We can tell a couple of things just from the top. One is that this is veneer, or plywood I should say, and it is super thin, as we'll see here in a moment. If you are working on a guitar and you ever want to give it back to someone better than they gave it to you, don't use hot melt glue. It worked great for what I needed it to do, but if I was like, if I was in the business of accepting work from people, that's not something that I would ever do. But then usually people don't send guitars to me and ask them to, we'll cut them in half on the bandsaw. So let's see, let's look real quick. I actually did get it nicely right down the midline, because that is where the button goes in. You can see the neck pocket that is that's created out of this. Well, you know, let's just go ahead and do this. And let's go to the uppy cam. Here we go. This is the block. And a couple of interesting things. Number one, you can see from where the neck block from the end of the neck block up to the end of the guitar side is angled up. You can see, hopefully, that the back is a 3-layer plywood, exceedingly thin on the outer plies. The sides are also a 3-layer plywood. I have tried to find promotional materials on this guitar. I have sent messages to the people at the PEAVEY forums if they could send, if they knew of anyone who had promotional materials that would tell us things like high pressure laminate, mahogany, sapele, whatever. Nobody's gotten back to me. So we're just going to run with kind of what we got. Now, here's what I find interesting here. This is 2 pieces of wood. They're 2 different pieces of wood, because if you will notice, when you look at it from here, that's some nice kind of grain structure, almost mahogany-ish looking. But if you look here, it is a different type of wood. Now, is this a structural thing? I don't know. Is it a building a guitar to a very low price point type of thing? We use one type of hardwood here where no one's going to see it. We use another type of hardwood up here where somebody will see it. I don't know. I'm just showing you what I see. Here is where the damage was. You will notice that this is greatly reduced from where we put the squeezy on it. You can tell as well right here, and hopefully right here, that the top is also a 3-ply plywood. Very plywood. The binding is super thin, as you can see right there. It's just plastic binding, and it's super thin. We also learned that if you're heating stuff right here, let's see if we can see this, you make sure to insulate that from your heating blanket, otherwise the pattern from the heating blanket makes it onto your binding. So, all right, so that's what we see there. We have your typical 1, 2, 3, 4 back braces. There is no center strip because the back is one solid piece of wood. Nothing remarkable. They are finished, I'll give them that. We can also see the tail block here, and it is a mahogany-ish looking type of guitar wood. You can also see where the strap button went in through the back. Again, super thin binding, just 1 layer. You can see on, let's go here, where are we going to go? Let's go here. We can see their kerf lining is, it's thin, it is not angled, it's a little bit rounded on the end. Now let's look, let's see, how can we do this? Do we do this way? Okay, here we go. Let's do it like this. Alright, let's go back up to the neck, and we can see that there is a brace right here. Let's go to the uppy cam, and there we go. There is a brace right there, and you can see it stops shy of the neck block. Now, my question, is this an ease of manufacturing thing? I don't have to be so tolerant to make, and that's the only brace that's in that upper bout. It's just that one big, and it's a pretty hefty, nearly 5/8 of an inch. So we've got this one big substantial brace. We have one tape brace by the sound hole here. There's another tape brace that goes transversely across the sound hole. We're going to assume another one goes up here. Then we notice here, I'm trying to catch them both at the same time. Then we notice here our X braces are routed out here. What I do notice is funny is there's a big gap in there. So that's not completely coupled together. It is covered with that goofy looking cloth type of stuff that Martin does. There are two finger braces. You can see those. The bridge plate, interestingly enough, and for some reason, is another piece of plywood, another piece of 3-ply plywood. And then you've got your normal 2 braces down here on the end. But this is interesting here, up here on this block. We can also see, probably in a little greater detail, the damage here. Again, this was pushed this way, and that's what ate this binding up here. I think what is pretty cool right here is you can see the little binding channels, the rosette channels right down through there. I think that's kind of neat. You can see a cross section of this bridge with the saddle in here. Here is where your string pegs come down into it. Let's do this. So when we're putting a string in here, do I have the right angle? Well, I think I do. When you put your string down through here, then you put your peg down. You want to snug it back up, not so that it sits there. No, no, no. You want it so that it is snug up against your bridge plate, like this. That's how you want it to be. So there you go. That is the inside of a PEAVEY Clarksdale. Bolt-on neck, crushed beyond belief. And that's what the inside of it looks like. This will be quite the handy educational tool. I see us using this in the future. Hey, we still got the neck. I'm still thinking about what we're going to do with that. We may also cut that in half. Mount the half of the neck here. String the whole thing up. That might be kind of fun. Alright, well, that's what we do. Hey, if you like this episode of RATTLECAN Guitar Restorations, you might want to check this video out as well. Be sure to subscribe to us on YouTube, and if you'd like to help the channel grow, consider stepping over to our Patreon page and giving that a look. Y'all have a good weekend. Cheers.